6 a.m. ready for the game. Tailgate parking lot at the link is insane. Put my jersey on for my Philly team. All green with the eagle head, looking really mean. No day's too cold if your heart's off.
What's going on, y'all? Desert Eagle here. J-Matt Jersey in, back at you with another video. Hope everyone's having a good Saturday by far. So we say we talk about a couple things, you know, and you know what? I feel like I'm back in the groove. Desert Eagle is back in the groove because football is finally here. No more of this preseason crap, this nonsense that's going on with the fan base, shit like that, man. I'm just excited. Tell you what, your man got over 400 subscribers right now. I'm ready to hit at least 1,000 for sure so we can live stream, you know, watch the game and everything. I'm thrilled for it. But until then, it's time we start from the gate, work our way up. Now, let's talk about a couple things, all right? First and foremost, man, I want to talk about LeSean McCoy. LeSean McCoy was released by the Buffalo Bills. It was on Twitter and everything. You know, of course, situations like this, you know, let's say he had a split opinion about it. I mean, it's like, I understand from both ends, you know, one half of the Eagles fans saying, you know, oh, you know, we should get LeSean McCoy back. And I understand where they're coming from because LeSean McCoy was loved in the city, was like best weapon on our offense pretty much. Best running back we had for years. But what happened with Chip Kelly, we have not had a great running back since. I mean, right now we got Jordan Howard, you know, we drafted Miles Sanders. We're not talking about that part right now. But LeSean McCoy, you know, is cut. You know, even though we really wanted to, LeSean McCoy would have been signed in a heartbeat. Except the problem is, guy is going to get paid like what? I think it's like $12 million, I believe. And, you know, we just don't need to pay that kind of money. Now for a running back that's like 30-something years old, if I'm correct. The guy has a history of getting injured. And we're in a win another Super Bowl kind of mode. So as much as I would love LeSean McCoy to come back to Philly, I would love LeSean McCoy to come back to Philly. He is my favorite running back in our franchise. But to be realistic, think about what's best for this team, what's best for our franchise. I'm also here saying we don't really need him. If we were talking about a really, really cheap deal, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Let's sign him. I'm all for it. But that would mean we would have to cut several running backs. Darren Sproles will probably have to go. I heard Josh Adams was cut already. I mean, I had some liking for Josh Adams. But wherever he's going to go, he's probably going to go with the Texans. They do need a running back. Lamar Miller has torn his ACL, if I'm correct. But I could probably see him going there, or I could see LeSean McCoy going there as well. But wherever LeSean McCoy goes, even if he goes in the NFC East, I wouldn't really be concerned. Not really. But then again, I know LeSean McCoy has this loyalty or whatever. He got a lot of love for Philly. And you know what happened wasn't really between Eagles fans and LeSean McCoy. It was this one guy that ruined the entire thing, and that was Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly traded LeSean. For those that don't remember, you know, let's go back. I think it was like 2014, or I think it was 2014. Because 2015 we had Ryan Mattews, we had Darren Sproles, and the list goes on, man. But I'm going to say 2014. LeSean McCoy got cut, and he didn't cut. My bad. He got traded to the Buffalo Bills for a scrub linebacker such as Kiko Alonso. I'm not going to say he's extreme scrubby or whatnot, but he wasn't really that great either. I mean, yeah, he was very young, but, you know, the guy ended up tearing his ACL later in the season, and it just got worse and worse. So, I mean, we ended up getting rid of Kiko Alonso the following season, sends him and Byron Maxwell to the Dolphins. We got draft picks and all of that in the end. But ever since then, in 2016, when Howie Roseman took over as GM, Doug Peterson became a head coach, we've just been trying. There's been talks that we've been trying to trade for LeSean McCoy. We've been trying to reach out to the Bills, you know, and just make it happen. But the Bills would not let go of LeSean McCoy. They would not let go of LeSean McCoy. So we just went with whoever we was able to sign, you know, with LeGarrette Blount. Then we went with Jay Ajayi, you know, stuff like that. I mean, I forgot, you know, we had DeMarco Murray to play LeSean McCoy, but that didn't really that didn't really work out. That was all Chip Kelly nonsense right there. But anyway, back to 2017. LeGarrette Blount, still Darius Rose, Jay Ajayi. I mean, I felt like LeGarrette Blount and Jay Ajayi was like the best duo right there. Even though we didn't really have a lot of rushing yards, we had like no more than like 600 with both of them. 6'6" and no more than 700. But the following year, LeGarrette Blount ended up going to the Lions. Jay Ajayi, he became injury prone. He always got hurt almost every other game or so. It was just getting worse and worse. But now this year comes, we finally get a stud of a running back in Jordan Howard, a guy that averages 1,000 yards a season, a guy that's 24 years old, already how do you say, a pro, all pro. I forgot how you say it. I don't really care for the all-star, none of that type of crap, but he was already that, so I feel like he's already proven himself. The guy's a bell cow type of running back. We've seen in preseason, I mean, even though it's not really much to be too excited for, but at least we saw that he still fights for them yards, and we do need that at times. Or we need a speed back, Miles Sanders is there, he didn't look so bad either. We drafted him. I mean, they say he didn't look so bad. He did look great, but of course in preseason, when our line wasn't really there, when our line wasn't really there, all like that, he wasn't really put out his best. But, we see that Miles Sanders still got it. I'm very excited for him to get drafted and everything. So, it all seemed like, we was cool with everything, Maybe we didn't need LeSean McCoy. We got our running game, our duo is building up. Our line is looking really good. But today, all of a sudden, when all that is said and done, the Buffalo Bills finally decide to let go of LeSean McCoy. But instead, I mean, they had a chance to get something in return. But instead, they just decided to cut LeSean McCoy. I hear that the Bills have drafted Devin Singletary, if I'm correct, and you sign an old, washed-up back such as Frank Gore. Just to eventually, you may lose out to him in the end. Now LeSean McCoy probably going to sign with another team soon. In my opinion, I mean, he was definitely what you would call an elite back, but his injuries definitely held him back at times. The guy is now getting paid, I believe, like around 10 or 12 million, I believe. I mean, we don't really want to fork out that kind of money. I mean, we would have to talk about doing some negotiations or something like that. But now I'm just mad because the Bills could have traded and we would have gotten LeSean McCoy. And I would have been really happy. As much as I love LeSean McCoy, I'm a big fan of LeSean McCoy. But he's not. But what point is getting him now? The guy's going to want to play. He's going to want the ball more often. We all know what LeSean McCoy's about. Or maybe he's also humbled himself like Deshaun Jackson did. But having LeSean McCoy here would be such an amazing feeling. Going back like old times. I'm not saying he's going to be as healthy as beforehand, but he had no business leaving in the first place. That was all Chip Kelly right there. Screwed us over with these dumbass Chip Kelly moves or players he wanted from Oregon to come to Philly and everything. And if it's not within his favor or whatever, he got rid of him. He just ruined our team right there. And LeSean McCoy was the biggest loss. I just couldn't get over the fact that he was done. But I'm going to be realistic. As much as I would love to see LeSean McCoy back in Philly, but I know for a fact it's not going to happen. Unless, I don't know. Then again, Howie Roseman been doing this thing. So I can't really say. I mean, but if that happens, that means, we got to do something about the salary cap. We got to do something with the other running backs. Because we all know Jordan Howard is staying. We all know Miles Sanders is staying. I mean, if anything, I'd be more surprised if Jordan Howard, was traded. But I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, the guy's extremely healthy. He ain't going nowhere. But, I mean, still, Josh Adams is cut. What's going to happen with Darren Sproles? I don't think it's guaranteed he's going to stay. Donnell Pumphrey, he might go back to the practice squad. Who else? Boston Scott. What's going to happen with him? But I doubt we're going to have a triple, talent as far as running back goes. It just sucks that he's gone. It really sucks that he's gone. But it is what it is. It's time to move on. let's talk about the next thing. Let's talk about Jadeveon Clowney, who's been signed by the Seattle Seahawks, trading for, I can't really get the name. Maybe I can find out here. I guess I'll bring it up and we can talk about it. I mean, this is the first time I actually decided to look at a computer and type in who do we type for. But I guess it's time we make sure everything is right. I mean, then I could have looked up LeSean McCoy's salary, but it's not really worth it because he's not coming here, so it's not. I don't really care. But Jadeveon Clowney gets traded to the Seattle Seahawks, and all I gotta say is I am happy that it's finally done, because ain't gonna be no more talks about this Jadeveon Clowney coming here to Philly. It ain't gonna be all over Twitter. All this clickbait nonsense can finally stop. Over and done with. All these people with these horrible takes and terrible logic and all these clickbait nonsense going to get called out very soon. And you know what? I'm just happy it's done. We did not need Jadeveon Clowney here in Philly. We did not really need him in this logo. If we didn't have Brandon Graham, if we didn't have, Derek Barnett, or if it was one, or if we had one and not the other, then I'll say, okay, maybe it's a little worth it of getting Jadeveon Clowney. But everybody was just overrating the shit out of him. I'm not saying that Jadeveon Clowney is trash, but he's not the best defensive end in the NFL. The guy has yet to hit double-digit sacks, from what I've heard. The guy has yet to hit double-digit sacks. So it's like, it's not all that hype. I mean, yeah. I mean, maybe he'll add an extra spark to the gym of our defensive linemen, but at the same time, I'm already excited for the defensive lineman we have right now. Like, come on, Eagles Nation. Derek Barnett, proving himself in the rookie year. Brandon Graham. We got Vinny Curry behind him, and Deshaun Hall. I'm not sure what happened to Deshaun Hall, if he still made it or not. I think he did made it. Otherwise, it'd be injuries or whatever. We got Fletcher Cox, Tim Jernigan, Malik Jackson. It's like we're loaded on defensive linemen. We are loaded with defensive linemen. So it's like, why do we really need to do that? I just don't think it's worth it, And then, the Texans, they're going to ask for a lot in return. They need a running back. They need tackles. I don't think they're rebuilding the way they should. I mean, if they want to talk about taking top-tier tackles from other teams, I mean, they tried to make that deal with Miami. Miami, they wanted Lemuel Tunsil, if I say his name right. In the end, Miami said no. They said no, so that didn't happen. And there was talks about the Eagles, Howie Roseman, trying, come to an agreement with the Texans. But all that only to find out in the end, Jadeveon Clowney went to the Seattle Seahawks. And you know what? I'm happy that he's with the Seahawks. The Seahawks, looks like their defensive line has not entirely gone, really inflated. I mean, at least they added additional talent in Jadeveon Clowney. If anything, they needed him more than we did. But what they got in return was another defensive end and a linebacker. Can't really say exactly, at least not yet. All that, and along with a 2020 third-round pick. Third-round pick. That's it. All the stuff the Texans were asking for, that's all they got in return. But hey, all I got to say is he's not in Philly. I'm happy he's not in Philly. It's not our problem. I'm happy with what we got. But I want to say congratulations to the Seattle Seahawks. Shout out to the homegirl PCG, to the homie Eddie. Shout out to the Seahawk Nation, the 12th Mans, Norb Cam. Shout out to every last one of them. Because, Jadeveon Clowney would make some better use in Seattle than Philly, because we're already loaded with talent. Okay? But other than that, what else can we talk about? Let's talk about not much to talk about Jordan Matthews, but let's talk about him anyway. There's reports that he's going to get cut. Jordan Matthews, this is my jersey from 2017 when he got traded to the Bills, and the price is went all the way down. So and I picked a couple of these up in a heartbeat. But, you know, he was number 81 in 2017. But when he came back, he was number 80. But, you know, after that, you know, he ended up going to the 49ers, you know, the following season. And it looks like he's not even going to make the team. I mean, you would think as talented as Jordan Matthews is, but or maybe it's when you're a player, you're just only good in certain teams, and that's pretty much the Eagles. So I mean, if he comes back, I wouldn't mind him coming back, but then again, we're loaded on wide receiver. I mean, you know, we got Alshon Jeffrey, Deshaun Jackson, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. You know, at first I was mad that Nelson Aguilar replaced Jordan Matthews, but now just seeing that Nelson Aguilar has really came a long way. So I mean, I'm good with that. I heard Michael Michelle got cut. Sucks, but it is what it is. But I guess that's all I got for now. LeSean McCoy is a free agent. He's no longer with the Bills. And you know what? I'm not even mad about it. I was at first. I was morally mad at Chip Kelly for even making this happen in the first place. But in the end, we still can't hold on to the grudge because in the end, we won a Super Bowl thanks to Doug Peterson patching up Chip Kelly's nonsense. You know, him and Howie Roseman. I would love to see LeSean McCoy back in Midnight Green, but it is what it is. I doubt it's going to happen. Maybe it might be for one of those things. It's just for one game and he's going to retire. I don't know. I really don't know. But you know, Jadeveon Clowney's with the Seahawks. And Jordan Matthews on the verge of getting cut. Other than that, I don't really have anything else to say. With that being said, it is your man Desert Eagle checking on out of here. It is always fly, Eagles, fly. Football is back, baby. Words cannot explain how excited I am. You know, and pretty much, I'm excited. I really am. You know, whatever's going on, I finally have the patience. Thanks to, you know, I can listen to some football 24/7, see what's going on. Going to be doing my weekly picks. Speaking of which, I'm going to give a shout out to the homie Brett 2FC and I Bleed Philly. We're bringing the weekly picks back. We was not able to do it last year, but this time we're going to do it again. We're going to take turns. I'll put the link in the description if you want to subscribe to both of them. But we're going to be taking turns doing our editing, uploading our weekly picks. You know, looking forward to your opinion. And, yeah. So, my first weekly picks is going to be on maybe like a Tuesday or a Wednesday. But I think it's going to be I Bleed Philly because I Bleed Philly was the winner in 2017. So, I guess we're going to give him the honors of going first. Anyway, that's all I got to say. It's your man, Desi, checking on out of here. It is Fly Eagles Fly. You guys enjoy your weekend, and I'm out. Peace!